Hi everyone. Um, Apologies for missing class today. I'm at a funeral. So I'm just going to keep this instruction short. So please try and pay attention. Um, I think this is like the second last thing in this chapter. Yeah, it is. So we're going to do currency exchange. So this is when you go to a country that doesn't use the euro and you have to exchange your money. You have to be able to do those types of calculations. So in this first case with Liam travelling to London, he has to change his euro into pounds sterling. So basically, if he has 400 euro or 600 euro or what is it, 200 euro in this case, how much sterling is he going to get? All right. This is done on the basis. Do you remember when we were doing VAT and it came up a few times when we were doing the not this. It was exam papers though. It was the end of September. Yeah. So you know this process here. Oh, here. I'm circling here. This process of going back to one. So we did it when we were doing VAT. This is it here again with calculating commission. I know we did it quite a few times in this set of questions. There it is again when we were doing sales, trying to figure out how much money he had. There, look again. Okay, so this idea of going back to 1%, and then in this case we were going up to 100. These ones will be slightly different. But that's the kind of problem solving technique we're going to use. This idea of go back to 1. Okay, so it's a technique that you know, similar to what we did before. All right, so let's have a look. So on a certain day, €1 is 84 pence sterling. Liam is travelling to London and wants to change 200 euro into sterling. How much sterling will he get? Okay, so you will always be given the exchange rate, and this is the exchange rate. So it says like on a certain day, this is how much a euro is worth, type of thing. Okay, that's your exchange rate. All right, so we write that down. And we're going to kind of use that to help us. Yeah. So we want to convert and make sure that the signs match. Okay. So we want to convert 200 euro into sterling. Okay. So you put the euro under the euro, and then the sterling we don't know. So it's some amount of sterling. Yeah. Okay, so this one is actually, some of them are a bit easier than others. This one's actually not too difficult because we have already gone back to 1, because the question says €1 is 84 pence sterling. So if we look at this like we did in those other questions, if I want to go from €1 to 200 euro, what do I have to do? That is multiply by 200. To get from 1 to 200, you have to multiply by 200. So if that's what I have to do on the left, then I have to apply that on the right. So I'm going to take my 0.84, multiply by 200. I'm just doing this in my calculator. So now that is no longer, a question mark. The answer is £168. Yeah? Okay, we'll try the next one. So on a particular day, same language again, €1 is $1.36. And how much would you receive in euro in exchange for $129.20? So same again, you write down the exchange rate. So €1 is $1.36. And then we have to write, so the only other number in the question is this one here. We have to write it underneath, but make sure that the money matches. So because that, you can see here, is in dollars, then that has to go under this one in dollars. Yeah? So I'd put that here, 129.20. And I need to figure out, if you look at the question, it says, how much would you get or would you receive in euro. Okay, so that makes that my question mark. I'm trying to figure out how many euro I'm going to get for $129. That makes sense? Okay, so now, like I've done in all these other ones, I have to use this side of the equation to come up with the instructions, and then whatever the instructions are, I apply them to that side of the equation. Okay, so this isn't as easy as it was the last time because I don't have my magic 1. Okay, I'm going to have to go back to 1. I'm going to have to use my technique because I don't have it. The last time, if I just scroll up, I had the 1. Okay, see it there? Just pointing at it. I had the 1. Okay, so I didn't have to go back to 1 because I had it. Okay, but in this one, I'm using these two here as my instructions, and I can't at the moment get a 1, so I'm going to have to figure it out. Okay, so I want to go back to 1 in the middle. So we ask ourselves, how do we get from 136 to 1? Again, it's always the same. You divide by 136. And then how do I get from 1 to 129.20? We multiply by 129.20. Okay, so now I have my instructions. I'm supposed to divide by 1.36 and multiply by 129.20. So I just apply that on this side. I divide by 1.36 and I multiply by 129.20. Okay, so you do the sum on the left. The sum on the left is 1 divided by 1.36 multiplied by 129.20. 1 divided by 1.36 multiplied by 129.20. And I am getting, so take this out, it's no longer a question mark. I am getting €95. Okay, and that's it. So if you're lucky enough that you have the 1, then it's a much easier question because we ask ourselves, how do we get from 1 up to 200? That's multiplied by 200, and we apply that on the other side. This one here, the side that had all the numbers in it, didn't have a 1. So that meant I had to do the go back to 1 thing. So the way you get back to 1 is you divide by the number up here, and then you have to get up to whatever number's here. So you go back. When we were doing the earlier ones, we always went back to 1 up to 100. This isn't necessarily 100 because it depends how much money the person has. So we divide by 1.36 to go back to 1, and then we multiply by whatever amount of money the person has. Okay, which in this case was 129.20. Once we know the instruction, so the instruction was divide by 1.36 and multiply by 129, we then apply that to the other side. So we took our 1, we divided by 1.36 and we multiply by 129.20. Okay, so I'm going to add in a couple of questions for you to do in class now. Okay, so we're going to do question 1. Sorry, the reason I'm keeping you on here is just to show you. So Thursday 14th. And then I saw another one there. At 4 and 5. All right, so just to be clear, from yesterday, you had the costing question and you had the rate of change question. And then for today, you have these 3 currency exchange questions. So all 5 questions I will be marking in class tomorrow, so make sure you have them done. And if anybody is finished with time to spare, you can start studying for your test, which is next Thursday. All right, I will talk to you tomorrow.